guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I did this really pretty, interesting kind of smoked out gray look. I have no idea what I'm calling this yet, but I used the Smashbox palette that I got for Christmas a couple years ago that I only use every so often, but it was inspired by this color right here, this one. And it's called Cinder, and it's this really gorgeous, like kind of purpley gray color, and it's now October and the weather is definitely cooling down, and I just felt like I wanted something a little bit more sultry, a little smoky. So this is the look that I came up with. So I also did my hair in this. I burned the crap out of my hair with a flat iron, so I wanted to do something that required no heat whatsoever. I put a mask in my hair last night and then I just kind of let it dry. So this is just the little hair look that I came up with. It's just a tiny little Dutch braid that I pinned back. So if you guys want to see how I got this look, then please just keep watching. Alright, so we're doing a little bit of primer beforehand to make my skin nice and luminous, and then mixing foundations because it is still the season of mixing foundation because I don't really have anything that is exactly my skin. So I'm just mixing that Revlon and L'Oreal foundations to try to come up with something that looks like the rest of my body. It is darker than my actual face, but I'm trying to match my chest, which is still a little bit tan from the summertime. Next, of course, is concealing with my MAC Prolongwear concealer in NW20, just taking a little bit of that under each of my eyes and using my ring finger to pat it out. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I freaking love this concealer. I think it looks so natural underneath my eyes. I guess some people don't like the consistency of it, but for my skin, it works perfectly. So just taking that underneath the eye and then whatever's left over my eye to prime the lid for eyeshadow. Taking my Mercier translucent powder underneath my eyes, and then I'm going to take a big fat fluffy brush and take a little bit of that over the rest of my skin as well. Moving on to eyebrows, I'm using Benefit's Gimme Brow in medium deep. I have used this before. I think it is such an awesome product. I do have pretty thick brows to begin with. I don't feel like I need to do a whole lot of work to fill them in. So this little guy is great. It adds a little extra color. It has some fibers to fill in any extra gaps, and it takes pretty much no time at all. So because I wanted to go a little bit smoky, I'm going to take this Maybelline gel liner and a small brush and place it very close to my lash line. What this is going to do is create a dark base down by my lash line, and I'm going to apply my eyeshadow straight over it. This is kind of the lazy girl's way to do a fairly simple smoky eye, but I think it works really well, and I think that it ends up looking really nice too. So just going back and forth, making sure I have enough of that gel liner packed onto the very bottom of my lid. Then of course taking that color Cinder from the Smashbox palette and a pretty stiff brush and just pushing that all over my lid, blending it in with that gel liner close to my lash line. If you end up getting a little fallout like I did here, all you have to do is take a nice big fluffy brush and brush it over the area where there's powder, and it should come right off. So just doing that to the other eye as well. To blend out those edges, I'm taking a fluffy Makeup Geek brush that has absolutely no product on it and just blending out the edges. For a smoky look, you want to make sure that you're blending out your edges. You don't want any harsh lines whatsoever. You want it to be really smoked out, really soft. Then I'm taking this brown shade from that same palette and applying it into my crease. This is going to add some definition, and I think it brings a little bit of warmth into the look. Time to now reapply any Cinder that may have been buffed out in the blending process, just pushing a little bit extra onto my lids and taking it underneath my eye as well with this Sigma pencil brush. I did end up putting quite a lot of product underneath my eyes because, like I said, I wanted this to be sexy and sultry. To highlight, of course, I'm using my MAC Mineralize Skinfinish in Lightscapade, taking that into the inner corners of my eyes and then ultimately right below my brow bone as well. This helps to open up the eye, make it appear brighter. Next, it's time to tightline, taking that Maybelline gel liner again and using a small brush, just putting this on the upper waterline. What this is going to do is make our lash line appear thicker without adding any additional product on top of our lids. It looks freaky, but trust me, it works. So then, of course, taking my NYX Doll Eye Mascara. So I'm just showing you guys this because I like to lift up on my lids. I have very naturally curly eyelashes, and sometimes they hit my eyelid and get product on my eyelid, but by lifting up a little bit, it seems to help so that I don't get any mascara on my lids. So just prepping my lips really quick, using a little bit of ointment on them before I finish up my face. So now I'm taking MAC's Warm Soul Blush. This blush, you've seen me use it before. I am absolutely in love with it. It's such an easy go-to blush. So taking my foundation brush and just blending it out because I did get a little heavy-handed with it, and then taking that Lightscapade once more and applying it to the high points of my cheeks. Taking my fluffy blending brush once again and just making sure that everything looks really nice and soft on my cheeks. So I was planning on just filling in my lips with this NYX pencil, but I ended up just filling in my whole lip with it, and I thought the look was really beautiful. I was going to apply another lip color on top. I was going to go with 1995, the Gerard Cosmetics lipstick, but I ended up really liking this, so I just filled in the whole lip with it. You could also, if you wanted to go full out vamp, you could go with a really gorgeous plum color, something a little bit darker for nighttime. So that is the makeup finished. Moving on to hair, I just took a section of hair in the front and did a Dutch braid. So instead of bringing your pieces over in a braid, you want to bring your pieces under. So just taking this section in the front, braiding it all the way down, and then grabbing a little elastic, a little clear elastic, and then taking this texturizing powder, sprinkling that all over the braid. I'm going to pat it in and then pull the braid apart to make it thicker. This is a little trick that I learned on thebeautydepartment.com. Those ladies over there are absolute braid masters, and they recommended this trick. I don't have a whole heck of a lot of hair, and texturizing powder helps it to look like I have a thicker hair, like I have a thicker braid. So after applying that powder, I'm just going through and yanking at my braid. Well, not yanking, but gently pulling and thickening up that braid to my liking. You guys can do this for as long as you like. So after that, I just took the elastic out because it was bulky, and then used a bobby pin just to pin this braid back in place. Using that texturizing powder on various parts of my head now, just to thicken up the hair. Like I said, I haven't used any heat styling tools on my hair because I did burn it this weekend, so just trying to find other ways to give my hair some volume without having to use a blow dryer or a curling iron. So taking a little bit extra powder and just sprinkling that in the area where I have my braid, just to add a little bit extra texture. So just keep playing with it until it's how you guys want, and that is pretty much the finished look. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please do feel free to give this a thumbs up so I know you liked it. I will have more pictures over on amberraybeauty.com. I will see you guys later.